Today in our show, Manchester City lays out a cosmic 100 million euros for the 18-year-old Moroccan wonderkid Ayyoub Bouaddi. Paris Saint-Germain tries to sign perhaps the best goalkeeper of the World Cup. At the same time, Chelsea issues an ultimatum putting Alejandro Garnacho out the door. Xabi Alonso has already confirmed his departure. We talk about all this and much more right now. Brighton has officially announced and presented their new super transfer record holder, the 19-year-old Croatian defender Luca Vushkovic. The Seagulls have fully completed the deal with Tottenham, winning a wild race for one of the most talented defenders in modern football. The talented Croat signed a long-term 5-year contract with an option for another season. This transfer has become an absolute record in the history of Brighton. They paid a guaranteed sum of £46 million for Vuskovic, and with additional bonuses, the total financial package reaches around £50 million. In addition to this, the London club retained the right to receive 20% of any future transfer fee. Vuskovic himself, who put on a stellar performance on loan at German Hamburg last season, scoring 6 goals in 30 matches, and let me remind you, he is a defender, subsequently made the Bundesliga team of the season, and has already made his debut at the Senior World Cup in America for the Croatia national team. Brighton views him as a direct replacement for Jan-Paul van Hecke, who previously moved to Tottenham. We have a very interesting swap on our hands, and this season will definitely show who gained more from it. Vuskovic flatly refused another loan spell, demanded stable playing time, and is now ready to step into the Seagulls' starting lineup on Premier League pitches. Write in the comments if Tottenham made the right decision by letting such a wonderkid go for £50 million. Several high-profile moves have officially concluded on the European transfer market, and we are going to break them down for you in detail right now. We start with Manchester United, where the 29-year-old Belgian midfielder Youri Tielemans has officially arrived from Aston Villa. The Red Devils paid £35 million sterling for the player, signing a long-term contract until June 2031. Youri did not hide his emotions after finalizing the deal. When Manchester United calls, you don't think twice. It is hard to describe how proud I am of this move. Signing a contract with such a special club is an incredible feeling, and the culmination of many years of dedication to the game from the very moment I first fell in love with football. In parallel to this, London Arsenal continues rebuilding their squad after capturing the Premier League gold. Turkish Besiktas has officially presented the 31-year-old Belgian winger Leandro Trossard, who successfully passed his medical and signed a 3-year contract with an option for another season. Besiktas will pay Arsenal €18 million immediately, with another $2 million structured as easily achievable bonuses, bringing the Londoners a solid €20 million for the aging player and clearing space in the squad for Morgan Rogers of Aston Villa. The Belgian himself will earn nearly €8 million per year in Turkey. During his 3.5 years in London, Leandro made 174 appearances, scored 36 goals, and became a fan favorite. But now he has made an entirely pragmatic choice in favor of guaranteed playing time and a big salary. The third big transfer of the day was the move of long-term Barcelona goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen to Amsterdam Ajax. The German goalkeeper heads to the Netherlands to become the new #1 for the Amsterdam side. Write in the comments which of these 3 transfers you consider the most beneficial. A loud transfer drama is unfolding around the Aston Villa and Argentina national team goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez. The 33-year-old Dibu has already agreed on personal terms with Italian Juventus, giving verbal consent to a 3-year contract with a salary of €5.5 million per year. For the sake of this move, one of the best goalkeepers in the world even agreed to a significant reduction in his financial demands compared to the Premier League. However, the management of the English club completely blocked the transfer. Juventus tried to buy the world champion for a ridiculous €5 million, which was perceived as an outright insult in Birmingham. Since Martinez's contract runs until 2029, Aston Villa flatly refused to hold any negotiations on such terms. The club's director of football operations, Damian Vidagany, made a public statement reassuring that Dibu is staying in England. Martinez will stay with us. We have no intention of letting him leave this summer. The team needs his dedication and extensive experience. It is a very important element in our project for next season. Thus, until the Turin side offers a solid compensation of at least 30 million euros, this transfer is impossible. The transfer campaign of London Chelsea continues to generate massive news, and this time 20-year-old Argentine winger Alejandro Garnacho has found himself at the epicenter of events. A real transfer drama is unfolding around the young talent, and the Blues head coach Xabi Alonso has already openly confirmed the player's inevitable departure from the club. There is interest in him from other clubs. I hope everything ends in the best possible way for everyone. These words from the Spanish specialist came amid highly active negotiations between Chelsea and Roman Roma. According to reputable insider Fabrizio Romano, Garnacho himself fully opened the door for a move to the Wolves last week and gave his agreement in principle to the transfer. However, the clubs are still trying to find a compromise on the legal formula of the deal. Currently, complex negotiations are underway between London and Rome involving influential intermediaries, in particular the well-known agent Jorge Mendes. Roma, having made Garnacho their main transfer target after pulling out of the race for Mason Greenwood, is pushing for a loan with an obligation to buy. The Italians are proposing a structure where the buyout clause is activated after the player reaches a certain number of appearances. The total value of the offer, including the loan and the subsequent buyout, is estimated at approximately 40 million euros. On the other hand, Chelsea is taking a tough stance. The Blues management wants to secure guaranteed finances and demands either an immediate permanent transfer or an unconditional and mandatory buyout clause without any additional criteria like appearances. Active interest in the Argentine is also being shown by Napoli, which only heats up the temperature surrounding this deal. However, the option with Roma remains the priority for the player himself. And while this transfer is far from settled, one thing is clear: Garnacho will no longer play for Chelsea. A wildly passionate battle is unfolding in the transfer market for one of the most desirable young midfielders on the planet, the 18-year-old Moroccan wonderkid of French Lille, Ayyoub Bouaddi. The boy put on a phenomenal performance at the World Cup in America, where he became an absolute starter for the Morocco national team and helped his country reach the quarterfinals. Following this triumph, the player's stock skyrocketed, and the Lille management immediately slapped a crazy 100 million euros price tag on their prize jewel. Such a cosmic sum immediately scared off most suitors, including French Paris Saint-Germain, who simply refused to pay that kind of money for a teenager. However, for English Manchester City, this financial barrier did not stand in the way. As reported by reputable insider David Ornstein, the citizens have significantly stepped up their efforts and are now leading the race for the player, as they are ready to satisfy Lille's demands and pay the desired 100 million euros. This logically begs the question: why would Manchester City lay out such money for Bouaddi when they only recently blew up the market by purchasing Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest for a record £116 million sterling? In reality, the club's bosses and head coach Enzo Maresca have a clear strategic logic. Anderson was bought as a proven Premier League star for the first team to replace Bernardo Silva, who moved to Real. Meanwhile, the 18-year-old Bouaddi is being acquired for the future as a unique tactical project and the eventual long-term successor to Rodri. Furthermore, the citizens are offering an ideal compromise for all parties. Realizing that the City midfield is currently crowded, the English giant is ready to buy the Moroccan's contract this summer, but leave him on loan at Lille until the start of the 2027 to 2028 season. This will guarantee Bouaddi consistent playing time in League One and allow him to arrive at the Etihad as a fully developed master. Damn. The transfer market has truly reached a point where we discuss a 100 million transfer as a regular occurrence. PSG itself has entered a serious battle for the main revelation of the World Cup, the 23-year-old goalkeeper of Parma and the Japan national team, Zion Suzuki. As reported by the leading pink publication La Gazzetta dello Sport, French Paris Saint-Germain has approached the Italian club and the players' agents. The negotiations are moving very quickly as head coach Luis Enrique is personally interested in this transfer. The coaching staff is deeply impressed by the Japanese goalkeeper's outstanding footwork and his crazy reflexes at the World Cup in America, where he practically dragged his national team to the round of 16 clash against Brazil. Parma values their leader in the region of 25 to 35 million euros. Considering that the Italians bought him for just 8 million euros from Belgian Sint-Truiden, this will represent a massive financial profit for them, while for PSG such a sum is not a problem at all. The reason for such market activity lies in a genuine lack of goalkeeping stability inside the Parisian giant. The expensive Lucas Chevalier, who arrived from Lille for over 40 million euros to be the future number one, completely failed to justify the trust and clearly lost his footing, with his final verdict being the winter match against Sporting, where his gross errors cost the team the result. His temporary successor, Matvei Safonov, despite his status as a two-time Champions League winner, also does not look like a reliable wall and is clearly not a top goalkeeper. Both European triumphs of PSG were solely down to their monstrous attacking and midfield lines. Even in this year's final against London Arsenal, Safonov did not make a single save, even though the Parisians won in a penalty shootout. Luis Enrique understands that leaving Safonov as the sole option for the new season is far too risky, which is why Suzuki, with his superb goalkeeping school and ability to play out from the back with his feet, is seen as the ideal long-term option. However, PSG will have to act quickly as a real hunt for the Japanese goalkeeper has begun in the Premier League. Aston Villa, Newcastle, and Leeds are already making concrete inquiries. The player himself is in no hurry to give his consent to the English sides, as his priority is PSG.